Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast. In this video, we're going to be taking another look at the cold invasions and cold fronts that are expected to come throughout the next coming weeks here. As far as the end of the October month, all the way up to Halloween here, we're going to be watching a few cold fronts that will really help bring in winter temperatures and possibly for a few snowstorms for portions of the Midwest and Northeast. It's going to bring in some really chilly temperatures to some portions of the Southeast, even winter temperatures, maybe even getting 30s and 40s as lows, and seeing 20s and even possibly single digits for portions of the Rockies. So that's exactly what we're looking at. It's going to be rather warm the next few days, but this first cold front will end that, and we'll have a second cold front, and then maybe a third cold front that's going to really support some really cold fall-like October vibes. Before we get into the video though, please subscribe if you're new, hit the like button and the post notification icon. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So here is the 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is good through October 17th to October 21st. So as you do see, like I did say yesterday, expect these probabilities to go up, and of course they did. And it's going to be aiming for the Midwest, which is where going to be the worst or the best chance for below average temperatures here throughout this first cold front that's going to be coming in really at the end of this week and impacting areas for the end of this week to early next week here. As you do see, we do have a 70 to 80% chance for slightly to moderately below average temperatures there. Not going to be super duper crazy, but we can be seeing anywhere from 15 maybe 20 degrees below average. Not going to say anything crazy like 30 degrees below average or anything. But it's going to be stretching as far as all the way from the west all the way up to the east. So it's not just kind of like this area region. It's kind of like as far as Washington as well. So it's going to be coming in like this. It's going to bring some big impacts. Definitely very cold temperatures throughout the Midwest, and then some chilly to decently cold temperatures for portions of the Southeast here. The thing is, that's going to really strengthen that warm air and those warm temperatures there for portions of the western United States there. Only a 60 to 70% chance for above average temperatures, but that should also possibly go up maybe to a 70 to 80% chance instead, since it will be getting closer to that time frame. And then we're going to be seeing some warm temperatures for the tips of the East Coast from New England to Florida here, because it's going to be kind of developing a ridge here that's going to keep in those warm temperatures anywhere to the outside of that ridge there. So going to be definitely seeing winter temperatures here, and then maybe fall to maybe sometimes summer temperatures here, fall temperatures, and then here fall temperatures as well. But definitely going to be seeing winter temperatures here, and then fall to winter temperatures, fall highs, the overnight lows into the winter temperature time frame, or not time frame, kind of bar, like, okay, your 40s, that's definitely winter temperatures. My area is definitely be seeing winter temperatures, fall temperatures as well, but winter temperatures mainly as overnight lows, some low 40s, upper 30s. That's not something you see too common in early October. I mean, we definitely see 30s almost every October. It's just way up to near the Halloween point or late October. The next 8 to 14 day outlook, this is from October 19th to October 25th. And you see though that this pattern change is still in place here, and still going to be seeing the worst or the better chance for below average temperatures maintaining in the Midwest there. Still from Washington up to the eastern United States, and as you see, this warm air is going to still continue to see outside this ridge there from Texas, and then coming up through all the East Coast here. So going to start seeing that dip in the jet stream, that nice ridge there. That's going to keep in those warmer temperatures through the areas outside of that ridge, and anything inside, that's where we're seeing those cold to below average temperatures there. So like I said, from anywhere from the end of this week to the start of next week. So here, look now at the GFS here on the 2 temperature anomaly. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to be seeing throughout this week here. Very warm. This is 48 hours and 72 hours ago. Had the dates there, October 12th. I mean, it's going to be getting quite warm, but once we get to that Friday time frame, it's going to this first cold front is going to kind of push its way inland there and push its way further inside. They're not inland. It was already inland, but push its way more into the United States is what I meant, more into the United States. As you see, that's going to keep those warm temperatures. That's not going to really put any relief toward those warmer temperatures in the west. It's actually going to be kind of the factor to it staying that warm. And they're going to start seeing a little bit of a warm up in the East Coast. Not going to be too shabby or long lasting. It's just that those few days that are just for the cold front. And there you see then the cold front gets to those areas. And then we have a second very large cold front. The thing is, when a cold front passes by, then that warm air in the west tries to push eastward like the typical pattern. But this second cold front is going to come so soon, it's going to cut off that warm. It's going to cut it off to only a few days. As you see, it would have lasted a lot longer, that warm front, if that cold front wasn't coming in. It's going to kind of push that warm air, though, kind of to the south central there. And it's going to keep that cold there now more towards the eastern coast, because that cold front won't go super duper far inland. And then we're going to have a big warm up in late October for much of the United States. I mean, this is going to be a lot of area that's going to be seeing above average, because it's going to be this warm front that's been developing over the west for days, almost 2 weeks, and it's going to finally have a chance. It's going to finally have a gap between the time frame of the second and third cold front. And that third cold front's actually going to make its way to the western United States, because there's no way this cold front can cut this off. I mean, look at that. That's well over 25 degrees above average. There's no way the cold front will cut this off. It's going to have to wait for this warm front to continue to move eastward for this cold front to expand. It's going to have a little guide. It's going to follow it. And there you see, as it does follow it, it's going to kind of make it easier to take over that cold front or take over that warm front. But look at that very large cold front, well below freezing temperatures there. And this is going to bring a very cold October. This is actually October 28th. So for areas in the eastern United States, based on this, it seems like you guys could definitely be seeing a cold Halloween. But for those areas in the western United States, doesn't look too promising for you guys out there for people who want a chilly, cold Halloween night. So here's look now at what we have on Wednesday, October 14th on the European model. As you do see, they also showing up to around 16 degrees above average for much of the plains here. But cross-country warm front from east to west coast there. Obviously, this warm front has been building up in the west for a while. It's been waiting for the cold fronts to end, and we finally have a little break here. But then it can get split in half here, so it's going to kind of cut it off right here. So it's going to push that warm air back to the west. It was trying to escape the west. If that cold front wasn't there, it most likely would have all gone to the east. But that cold front does cut it off into half, keeping this first half right here and the second half right here. And then obviously there's going to be a relief to only this side of the warm front, not this side, because the cold front's heading eastward, so it's going to make a relief towards the eastern United States and not the west. But as you do see, look at that very large cold front. There's that first low pressure there, and there's a second low pressure, and there's the high trying to expand its power. But there you go. That second cold front is going to cut it off right before it tries to expand eastward. But look at this. The second cold front is definitely a lot more powerful. It's going to bring it around 17 to 18 degrees below average there. Maybe even nearing 20 degrees below average. And this is October 22nd, so very cold and warm October, depending where you live. I mean, it's just going to be shades. The warm front's going to try to cut off, or the warm front's going to try to sneak its way to the east before the cold fronts cut it off. But the cold front's just going to come constantly, one after the other. But after that, there's no cold front to be seen following behind it, so that warm air will most likely take over much of the United States until that October 26, 27 time frame. Last but not least, we're going to be looking at the real-time temperatures here, so you can actually see how cold or warm it'll be on Fahrenheit, not just you estimating. I know that'd make your life a lot harder. So this is what we're going to be seeing, the overnight lows. So not overnight lows. It's going to be the overnight lows for the west, and it's going to be the morning lows, where you wake up into the morning there for the east. As you see, though, there's that first cold front. You can kind of see it making its way there. You can kind of definitely see the below average or the below freezing temperatures there in Canada. We're seeing oh, that voice crack. We're seeing 14 degrees, 8 degrees there for portions of Yellowstone, 22, 30 degrees for areas in Montana. I do see every single day that cold front's getting closer and closer and closer. And look at that. It's going to be affecting a lot of the eastern United States there, because you see 34 degrees for northern Georgia on October 17th, 30 degrees for areas of Virginia, 32 degrees for Pennsylvania, 25, 23 degrees for far northern North Dakota, 26, 25 degrees for a portion of Wisconsin. I mean, it's getting there. And you see it's going to start moving, expanding, and moving more into the United States. Now seeing 30 degrees for Nebraska, 21 degrees for North Dakota, 20 degrees for North Dakota, seeing those below freezing temperatures reaching Illinois, reaching Missouri, and then it's going to start reaching now Kentucky, Ohio, New York, areas of the southeast going to start reaching below freezing there. As you see now, still expanding now below freezing temperatures for portions of the Appalachias, the Ohio River, areas of the Great Lakes, starting to get really cold, and it's going to get a lot more cold as we continue. October 21st, 23 degrees for portions of Wisconsin. Then it starts to cool, or then it starts to warm up a little bit. As you see now, not struggling to get past the 30s there because of that big warm front. And then we start to see that third cold front that's going to be bringing a cold Halloween most likely for the east. And that's going to start moving in, as you do see now, starting to see back those below freezing temperatures there. Starting to see some also some really cold temperatures now stretching for the East Coast as well. 32 for portions of Virginia. And then seeing those widespread 20s and teens in Canada. That's going to most likely head towards the areas of the Northeast and impact the Eastern United States. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.